顶礼坛城做观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印；二拜诸菩萨，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印；三拜诸护法金刚，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印，是平等一起手。请主持人敬献哈达，以表最高敬意。
Homa 生
让我们以热烈的掌声感谢师尊的赐福。恭请圣尊加持团队走进现场。
We just welcome our lineage root guru, the founder of True Buddha School, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, to enter into the Homa hall, and His Holiness just received the hatha offering from the primary supplicants of the ceremony. And now he is blessing all the offering items for the fire offerings. Now, with the greatest reverence, we are inviting His Holiness to take the Homa throne. Inviting all the Dharma masters, reference, our distinguished guests, and all participants to please be seated.
恭请圣尊加持主题者报名表格。
Inviting His Holiness to bless the prayers of the primary supplicants. Now, let's give a great round of applause to His Holiness for presiding over this Padmakumara Homa fire offering ceremony. And we would like to extend warm welcome to all participating masters, reference, our distinguished guests, and all participants from all over the world. Padmakumara Homa fire offering ceremony has now begun. Visualize True Buddha lineage. Namo Vairukana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha, Namo Padmakumara, Namo Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas sitting on top of our heads, radiating light to bless us. We say the Guru Mantra 7 times. Recite purification mantras and the deity mantra. Recite invocation mantra. We sincerely invoke our lineage root guru, the Maha White Padmakumara, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Namo Padmakumara, Namo Self-Mastery Lotus Light Buddha, True Buddha School Lineage Gurus. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Padmakumara. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Padmakumara. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Padmakumara. Namo Golden Mother of the primordial Jet Pond. Namo 5 Dhyani Buddhas. Namo 8 primary deities of True Buddha School. Namo Yamantaka. Namo Akalanata. Namo 4 heavenly kings. Sama Bodhisattva. Rainbow temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities. All the deities enshrined at the True Buddha Tantric Order, at the Seattle Temple, and at the abode of the Southern Mountain. Rainbow temples, mountain god, earth god, plant god, wind god, water god, heavenly fire god, dragon gods, and all divinities as well as the city gods to please radiate light and bless his Homa. Great homage using visualization, first to the Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth head bow. Great mandala offering, form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole space. Make the offering above the lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, the main deity of Homa, Namo Padmakumara, all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. In the middle to all dragon beings, heavenly beings, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra. Mount Meru, 4 continents, and sun and moon transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to all of our civilization. For food refuge, visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, Buddha jewel, Dharma jewel, and Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the 4 foods mantra. Armor protection, form Vajrapani mudra 7 times. Inviting His Holiness to perform blessings with Mala. Inviting His Holiness to set the ceremonial demarcation to bless all the registration forms and the offerings with Vajrapayal and scepter. Inviting His Holiness to perform the ritual of opening the fire pit and set ceremonial demarcation around him. Inviting His Holiness to lit the Homa fire, to make all the offerings, to perform mudra transformations for purifications, enrichments, harmonization, subjugation, and bardo deliverance. The assembly will be reciting the Hat mantra of Padmakumara. Om Guru Lian-Sheng Siddhi Hom. During this time, you may also perform Homa visualization. Visualize the emergence of the deity in the space above you, the merging of the deity with yourself and with the Homa fire. Visualize the Homa fire burn away all your negativities and karma. Om
Om Sheng-yen Om
Recite the mantras of the eight principal deities and incan Buddha Amitabha. Merit dedication. May all uphold the Buddhas, ascend to the realm of utmost bliss, repaying thoughtful generosities from above, aiding those in the three realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. We dedicate the merit of this ceremony to our lineage Guru. May you stay healthy, live a long life, continually stay in samsara to turn the Dharma wheel. Inviting His Holiness to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to Padmakumara of the Maha-Twin Lotus Ponds. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to Padmakumara of the Maha-Twin Lotus Ponds. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to Padmakumara of the Maha-Twin Lotus Ponds. We pray that by your infinite light and infinite life to bless all participants. We pray for the eradication of sicknesses. May we gain good health. May we be blessed with good fortunes, endowed with ample resources. By Padmakumara's infinite light, please guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha lands. May all participants and those with affinities increase their good karma, eradicate their bad karma, to transform all sufferings into happiness, and to increase their radiance. May they be endowed with ample resources. Please bless us so that all of our prayers be granted according to our wishes. May all of our sufferings transform into happiness. May light fill the whole world. May we be blessed with abundant resources, and may we live in harmony with love and respect. We pray to the Vajra of great fortune to bestow upon all participants and those with affinities, so that they can transform sufferings into happiness and cultivate spiritually with all their heart and benefit from their spiritual cultivation, to increase their radiance, to improve their spiritual fruitions, to beautify the Buddha lands. May those who are sick can be alleviated from their sicknesses, so that they become healthy and all wishes fulfilled. We pray to Vairocana Buddha, to Buddha Lokana, to Amitabha Tathagata, to Padmakumara, and homage to all Padmakumaras. May all of our prayers be complete and nothing is missing. To the gods of heavens, gods on earth, may we be far from all calamities. May all calamities abandon us. Let all disasters turn into dust. May all obstructions disappear. May all enemies and enmities vanish. We say 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Manupanaya Petsa Sato Tenu Paticha Secho Me Pawa Suto Kayu Me Pawa Supu Kayu Me Pawa Anurato Me Pawa Sawa Sidi Me Purayacha Sawa Karma Sutta Me Chittamu Siri Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Petsa Mami Mancha Petsa Pawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pei Om Petsa Sato Samaya Manupanaya Petsa Sato Tenu Paticha Jecho Me Pawa Suto Kayu Me Pawa Supu Kayu Me Pawa Anurato Me Pawa Sawa Sidi Me Purayacha Sawa Karma Sutta Me Chittamu Siri Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Petsa Mami Mancha Petsa Pawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pei Om Petsa Sato Samaya Manupanaya Petsa Sato Tenu Paticha Jecho Me Pawa Suto Kayu Me Pawa Supu Kayu Me Pawa Anurato Me Pawa Sawa Sidi Me Purayacha Sawa Karma Sutta Me Chittamu Siri Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Petsa Mami Mancha Petsa Pawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahom Pei
Great homage using visualization, first to the Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for position on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for position on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize for position on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth half. Recite completion mantra. Now please stand up, and together we are inviting His Holiness to take the Dharma teaching seat.
我们以热烈的掌声感谢根本传承上师普坛真罗师圣真实的护摩法会。
Let's offer our utmost gratitude to His Holiness for presiding over this Homa fire offering ceremony. And now let's join our palms with reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to transmit the precious Buddha Dharma teaching. First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Tsengkong Dezhung Rinpoche, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Thubten Dorji, homage to the two jewels of the altar, and homage to the main deity of Homa today, Padmakumara. To Simu, Tanchen Gyatso Rinpoche, all Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, all disciples present here and over the webcast, and our participating VIPs today are Madam to Ambassador Daniel Liao, the Taipei rep to Norway and Sweden, Accountant to True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa and her husband, and the CEO of the Greenfield Holdings Investment Company from UAE, United Arab Emirates, and the producers for Geni Tensang Shinton from CTI TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Siachi, and the advisor to the overseas Chinese of Republic of Taiwan, Mr. Mac. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? All the greetings in different languages. We like to have the announcements next Sunday on June 10th. There would be the Nagarjuna Homa, Nagarjuna fire offering. So Nagarjuna Homa fire offering ceremony. And Nagarjuna in China and in Buddhism, he is considered the patriarch, the foremost patriarch of 8 different schools. So if you would want to create connections with these 8 different schools, then you have to become the primary supplicant. And the mudra, the right hand, is the Dharma teaching mudra, and the left hand. This is the mudra for Nagarjuna. And sometimes it's the other way around. That's what I often use, but his mudra is this way. The right hand is facing outward and the left hand is facing toward you. And the mantra, Om, the mantra, Om. So of the universe, Naga is dragon, and Juna means the tree. So he was born from under the tree. And Bodhisattva Soha. That's the meaning of his mantra. So with the mudra, mantra, and the visualization is very easy. First, above his head, there are a total of, do you know how many dragons? 7 dragons. And he looks very dignified. He looks just like the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. And then the mudra. He's delivered innumerable sentient beings. And there are many Dharma practices related to Nagarjuna, including the longevity practice and the invisibility practice. So he became invisible and he went to the Dragon Palace to get the Avatamsaka Sutra. So that's why he was also the first patriarch of the Hua-yen school, or the flower ornament school. And in the future, I will talk about the primary Dharma practice of the Avatamsaka Sutra. But not next Sunday, though. So instead, I will talk about the 3 appearances and the 9 essences, the primary Dharma of Nagarjuna. And today, we perform the Homa of Padmakumara. And there's no need to introduce Padmakumara anymore. We'll pass it. But at that time, Padmakumara was not very famous. Nobody knew. And at that time, Golden Mother pointed to me. It's like a ray of brilliant, bright white light. And no one could see an image of a human being there, but Golden Mother pointed to that and said, "This is Padmakumara." Shh. So I went all over the place to ask, like to the elder Upasaka, Li Bingnan. Do you know who Padmakumara is? Lian-Hua Tongzi, or the Lotus Child, or Lotus Youth? And he said no. And then I went to this other Buddhist master, and also didn't know. I went to the Tzisan temple asking the Venerable Zongguang, "Do you know who Padmakumara is?" And he said no. And then I went to the chief editor, Zhu Wei, of the Bodhi magazine. "Do you know who Padmakumara is?" No, nobody knew. So I went to all the elders and the Buddhist masters around Taichung, and nobody knew. So nobody knew, even when I explained it. So the 4 Chinese characters for Padmakumara, Lian-Hua Tongzi, and the one who did a real research on it was from the Lanzhou University. Those who research on the Donghuang grottos or the fresco on the Donghuang grottos, and one of their research involving Padmakumara. So the mainland Chinese was better, even more, because at the Lanzhou University they did research on Padmakumara. Because inside the Donghuang caves or grottos, there is a Padmakumara. And also the mother of the West and the father of the East. And do you know who the father of the East? It's the Donghua Dijun, the emperor of the East. Donghua Dijun is like the character in the Eternal Love television series of mainland China. Of course, this was just a made-up script that the Donghua Dijun, which was the key deity on the East, and the mother of the West is the Golden Mother, which is the greatest deities in Taoism of the East or the West, and then the water from the north, and the fire from the south, and then the Huanglao at the center. So in Taoism, there are the 5 elders, which correspond to the 5 Dhyani Buddhas at the center, east, west, north, and south. Golden Mother, the mother of the West, the father of the East, and then the Padmakumara are enshrined on the same level together at the Donghuang grotto. And then, if you go there, you'd know that Padmakumara was also a founder, a head in the Mahatrin Lotus Ponds, and there were many Padmakumaras. And the key characteristic of Padmakumara is with the same mind, same virtues, same goodness, and same joy. That's the 4 characteristics. Padmakumara was an emanation of Amitabha Buddha. So Golden Mother told me, Vairocana Buddha, Buddha Lokana, Amitabha Buddha, Padmakumara. That's a lineage, a system in Buddhism. And see the mainland China at the Lanzhou University, at the Donghuang Grotto's research, there is a research about Padmakumara. If you go there, you can see Padmakumara, but nobody in Taiwan knew. Even the highest masters and elders there, I've asked them, and nobody knew. Now Padmakumara is famous because Padmakumara was together with the king of the East, the queen of the West. They were originally together. And then all of a sudden, I realized that why Golden Mother was the one that opened my divine eye. Because we have affinity. Because we were together, we had been together, we have been together all along. So we have this affinity. So that's how great Padmakumara is. But of course, I'm not. But the true Padmakumara in the Dharma realm is truly, truly great, truly marvelous. He is the head patriarch. And for us, there are many people who practice Padmakumara Dharma and win lottery prizes and won lottery prizes. After I got out from my retreat at the Seattle temple, I transmitted the instant money of the Golden Mother Dharma practice. And Lian Somai won the first prize in mega bucks. And another person that told me, but please don't announce it, because when Lian Somai went public, XX went to find him and scared him out of his wits. And ever since, he never came back to the temple. Because X told him that Golden Mother just borrowed your hand to win the lottery. But primarily, the lottery prize is for me to build the X temple. So I will just give you the basic $1 million US, and the rest $54 million should be given to me, X said. And because of that, he was shocked and he disappeared. It would be difficult to find him. But I can't, because the house that he later bought, I consulted on the feng shui. But I never asked for money from anybody. So if you win the prize, it's yours. That's how the true Padmakumara is. The true Padmakumara has nothing to ask. But if you always seek the rich or the generous donators, and if you have something to ask, then you're a fake Padmakumara. So why don't you ask Miss Lin Kun Yin? Earlier, she bought an auction item at the Seattle temple. So X spotted her, and when she went to Taiwan temple, X sent someone to take her into the Guan Yin village of Taoyuan, but now it's called the Guan Yin district of Taoyuan, her center in Taiwan, to let her sleep in the best room and to eat the best food. The Taiwanese will say they lower themselves down to serve you because they have a motive, they have something to ask. You know, someone in Hong Kong also someone who bid an auction item at the Seattle temple to support the temple. So X followed her, and that person now became someone who hired PI, private investigator, to record sounds and cameras in other people's rooms. So she hired many PIs to follow on people, to secretly tap on people's wires and rooms, so that Dharma sister, that someone in Hong Kong, and also the director of the Dong Hu chapter also bought an auction item or bid on an auction item in the Seattle temple, and then she asked a reverend, a monk or nun, to make a phone call to that director and to invite her to go there to perform ceremonies. And once she went there, the director died, because she always brings a group of ghosts with her wherever she goes. And then she went to the chapter called Kwan-san in the eastern of Taiwan, and the director there also died afterwards. So the two chapters disappeared. And then she went to the Hualien chapter, and she brought Liao He-jun and his wife to San Francisco. And the chapter also died, but the peoples are still alive. But after Liao He-jun realized, he and his wife reenact the chapter there in Hualien. Let's not talk more about it. It really upsets me. So saying that she can communicate with animals. So think about it. Think about it. The fact that she claimed that she can communicate with animals. So X would recognize, oh, that's your grandma. And the parrot was Master Lian-zi's grandma, she claimed. And the crab was Rebecca's father from the past life. And my sister Xiaoyue heard that X claimed that the turtle was her brother from the past life, and many more. That my sister Xiaoyue from Hong Kong were together with X, and they saw a turtle, and X said that this turtle was your brother from the past life, and you owe the brother several kilograms of gold, and then you have to pay him back. But pay to who? Of course to X, not to the turtle. So her communication with the animals would become our relatives or blood relatives from past lives. Spiders, flies, fireflies. But let me tell you that human beings is also the first of all animals. But according to the Buddhist sutras, only human beings can cultivate spiritually, but not animals. Because animal realm is considered the three lower realms of the hell, hungry ghost, and animal realms. They cannot cultivate spiritually. But in the eyes of this which are X, the turtles can know about the past, present, and future lives. Like the turtle would say that, oh, that's my brother. And the crab, you're my daughter from the past life. And the parrot, Lian-Sheng, Master. This is my grandson from the past life. Oh, hi, Grandma. So where would the animals have any transcendent power? Think about it. They're animals. How could they have transcendent power to know about past lives? Like waiting for her for 500 years? Those are lies, scams. Crazy. How could it be? Or the mouse, the mice are your family members because they live in the foundation, in the basement of your house. How could the mice have any transcendent power knowing past lives? Think about it with your brain. How can animals communicate with eggs? But the head of all animals, very simple. Even when a bodhisattva is reincarnated, they would forget about the past lives. But how could the animals would recognize you're someone from the past life? So you know that's a liar, a scam. And she always say that you owe them a certain amount of money. So 500 liang of gold is about 200,000 US dollars. And then she would say something like, oh, I'll just take 100,000 from you, and then I would pay the other half for you. That's just like a total, this is swindle. She's really a swindle, a scam, a fraud. And yet there are still people who believe in her. And the chameleon, according to Lian-Sheng, was also his relative, one of his relatives. So everyone in the X chapter is related to this chameleon, and that's her husband from past life, and your brother. So it's like the focus at X temple. It was related to everybody there at the X. I did not know, of course. If I knew, I would go to X temple and I would step on it. How could she say it's a relative? I step on it and then I barter deliver it. She deceived so many people, and then the chameleon was being touched until it was all hard. How could I go into tangent when I was talking about Padmakumara, a fake Padmakumara? Let's get back into the topic. So please have a clear mind, have wisdom. You know, animals will not have transcendent power knowing the past lives. Even a bodhisattva would forget about their past lives. How could those animals know, like waiting for so many hundreds of years and who? Those people are so stupid. I mean, so. And then for the Rebecca's father, then they bought all the crabs for everybody to eat, and that would generate merit. What a dupe. Now let me talk about Lamdre. You have to practice qi in the skillful means of the real practice, and by practicing qi, it would become meditation. First, perform the complete 9 postures of quiet contemplation, which is meditation. First, focus on the tip of the nose. Like we often say, that the eyes look at the nose and the nose is observing your mind. That's how you meditate. But Virupa said, you focus on the tip of the nose or the right nostril and block the right nostril, inhale the qi, then exhale the qi through the left nostril. As you exhale, it is important not to inhale it again. This can pull it out. This can uproot wrongdoings and transgressions, performing it this way, and gradually rise to meditation of non-discerning. So if you exhale the qi, and then this is external breathing, you breathe in, and then you to let it stay at Dantian, and then you exhale, and afterwards you don't inhale immediately. That's called the external abiding qi. By doing this, you can uproot wrongdoings and transgressions. Like if you make some transgressions or your body is not well, then you can uproot it and lessen it. And the way or measurement of the ultimate realm is you exhale completely and hold it outside at will and do not inhale it back. Yet it is full. So after you exhale it from that nostril until you exhale it completely, and then you stop and you don't inhale again directly, immediately. At this time, your qi is still full. And third, the merits generated is bliss all over the body, which quickly rises to non-discernment or non-discriminating thought. If you use this method inside your body, you would feel peace, ease, and bliss. So whether it's internal abiding or external abiding, you would feel peace and ease. Like Grandmaster, you don't need to block the nostril. Just breathe in through the left nostril. By doing this, you would feel something different. You would feel a kind of power generated inside your body, so that each cell would be blissful. Then you would not feel depressed. There are many people feeling depressed these days. There would be bliss all over the body. and you would rise to non-discernment. No differentiations. So how to dispel calamities? What kind of calamities? Like if you're unhappy, then you would become happy. If you have pain, bodily pain, then it would be alleviated. So you dispel body pain and ailments and emotional distress. So body, the ailments of the body and mind. Even though one has not practiced this path, when one encounters terrors or danger, one can practice it for 7 times and all obstructions will be dispelled. When you're afraid, and then you perform this kind of breathing 7 times, you can dispel all kinds of obstructions. Like if you cross the water and you're scared, like in the old times there was no bridge and you have to cross the water, and by breathing this way 7 times, then you can cross the water easily. There is a tantric dharma. Before you cross the water, so you glue like a fish skin onto the sole, the bottom of your feet. Do Americans eat the skin of fish? No. But in Taiwan, they have this soup made of fish skin. So you use a very strong glue to glue the fish skin onto the bottom of your feet. And then you recite mantra onto that fish skin and the shoes. And then you wear them. And then you can cross the water. Of course, nowadays we can just walk on the bridge. But in the ancient time, there were no bridges. If you do that, it would be easy to cross the water, as if fish were swimming, bringing you across the water, like you're walking on water. Like if you have enough power, it's like you can walk on water. So I will teach you about it later. So although one may not have practice on this path, but when one encounters terror and danger, one can practice it this way for 7 times and all obstructions can be dispelled. A lot of obstructions can be dispelled. That would be incredible. You know, nowadays there's so many dangers, so many tricks. There are lots of frauds. So here is it, are you lonely? Are you bored? Are you lonely? Do you need special service? Then please call this phone number. And then lastly, it said, then slap yourself to make you awake. Otherwise, you would get onto the pornographic website. So there are lots of traps and dangers these days in society. People are enticed by wealth, beauty, and fame. These 3 things. So you need to be able to see through them. Don't be held in bondage by your fame or name or wealth or by beauty. So you need to be able to see through them. So this is called cultivating, correcting your own conduct and behavior. So this is those who love money. I want to go to the military. Why? Because in the military, this is the play of words of Chinese, like saying, moving forward to the left, to the right. 1 to 1, 1 to 1. So a homophone in Chinese. So stand up. Instead of like looking forward, it's like looking at money. Like turn to the right, it's like earning money to the right, earning money to the left. And also turning back, you're earning money there. And then you walk forward. So it's like money. And when you count your steps, it's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. But that 1 is also sound like trillions. So at rest, it's like, getting all the interest. So this is someone that is indulged in money. Then that's why there's this kind of joke. So as a cultivator, we should not go crazy about wealth, fame, and beauty or sex. If you can do that, if you have seen through all this, then you're already halfway there. Then you're already a sage. Otherwise, you're just a mundane being. It's just with fame, name, or reputation, you're already like limping. You're already falling. And I have told this joke before. If you want to find the guilty one, you go to the Christian church, because everybody say, I have sinned, Father, I have sinned. Like in Taiwan, they would wear this long white robes and would say like, I'm a sinner. If you want to find a good person, you have to go to the prison. Why? Because all the prisoners would say that I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. So that's why all good people in the prison, and then all bad people in the church. So in our spiritual cultivation, we have to learn the authentic, the right Dharma, but not the other way. So strange, people say, why is Grandmaster hand can give blessings, but other people's hand cannot? What's the problem here? What's the difference? So I asked Golden Mother, it is related to math, because Grandmaster's hands, as in blessings, Grandmaster can rearrange the karma of that person. So any part that's missing can be completed. So Grandmaster's hands is like a turbo, like to give you more power, to give you more power. So it can rearrange the structure or the made-up of your body so that it become better. I just asked someone from Atlanta who had cancer before on her throat. Where is she? She had cancer right here. So now, oh, and so now the cancer is cured. It's gone. She had cancer before and now it's gone. The cancer is gone. After a few blessings, now she recovered. So by receiving blessings, your cells will be rearranged, your mind will be rearranged, and you can eradicate the negative energy, all the negativities, and to increase your positivities. That's what Golden Mother said. I didn't say that because I know that some people do not benefit from it. It's not 100%, you know, because if I can cure everybody 100%, then there's no need for hospitals anymore. And also the Juji hospitals will be closed, and Taita hospitals, all the different hospitals will close down. If that's the case, then I would make people go out of jobs. The doctors, the nurses, the assistants, many people will lose their jobs, so I can't do that. So those with affinity that come with their heart to in front of me, and then I can rearrange their structure. And also Elizabeth, she had brain tumor and with pain, and I gave her blessing. And then she had a dream that Grandmaster became a surgeon and performed a surgery on her and took that stuff out. And then she recovered miraculously. So that's like a rearrangement of your cells. In the past, I feel that don't find a boyfriend that's handsome, because the handsome one is a womanizer. But nowadays I realize never find the ugly one, because the ugly one is not just a womanizer but ugly too. So we have to change that kind of just habitual tendencies. So it's very difficult to find someone, a man that is not focused on you, that's like a womanizer. That's good enough, because if they don't cut you into pieces, especially like in Taiwan, there are many lovers to cut their lovers into pieces. But Grandmaster is different. I've said it yesterday. You know, if your loved one is very happy, then you should be happy for her. And if she's not happy with me and she's happier with someone else, then I would wish her well, because that's what Buddhism is about. You know, because so if she is in love with someone else and she becomes very happy, then you should wish her well. That's my concept. That's always what I do. That's my opinion. That's why there is no such thing as the lover with the knife that would dismember their lovers. Like I said, on earth there are so many flowers around. Why just get stuck or hung up on a single flower? There's so many beautiful girls around here. All of them here are beautiful, but they're just rather old. But in the past, there were beautiful ladies too. So many beautiful girls. Why so stuck on a single person? If you think this way, then there would not be this dismemberment or the crime, murders or abuse between lovers. There's a new lady coming to the company, and she called the boss dad. So I definitely will go after her, because if I succeed, then I will get promoted. But a week later, I was charged with sexual misconduct toward the boss's daughter-in-law. So that's why your information has to be more accurate. So about the blessings earlier, is called the combinatorics in mathematics, the arrangement of the cells, the combinatorics. So if someone is courting or chasing after a woman because of the money, then that's not right. It's not the right mindset. Yes, this joke. There are 5 kinds of wine or alcohol. If you're young, you drink beer, and if you're starting a family, you drink white wine, and then if you're into career, you drink red wine, and then as you're older, you drink the tonic wine, and then the last one I missed. Well, we don't drink alcohol because alcohol can make your mind unclear. Someone realized that celebrating New Year is the man and woman clean and cleaning everything in the house, inside and out, and do everything. And we're not celebrating New Year, but we're celebrating Labor's Day. And after New Year, you know, you're not just tired and poor, but you're getting older too. So that's true about New Year's. So what Grandmasters say, the Dharma teaching, Grandmaster's Dharma teaching is true and authentic. And the Dharma teachings of Padmakumara is true and authentic. And of course, what the witch X said was fake.
非常感谢根本传承上师宝贵的法语开
We are
示。
very grateful to the precious Dharma teaching of the lineage Sud Guru.
恭请圣尊赐授莲花童子法灌顶，以及皈依灌顶。
The empowerment today will be that of Padmakumara. During the empowerment, please visualize the deity, form the mudra, and recite the mantra. This ends the English interpretation today. Please remember to return your receivers. Thank you very much.
灌顶很快就要结束了，还没有接受灌顶的义工同们，请你们速速来接受灌顶。
Homa
非常感谢根本上师赐受莲花童子法灌顶，恭请师尊护摩过火。顶礼坛城做观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛嗡啊吽观想顶礼回天心三音，二拜诸菩萨嗡啊吽观想顶礼回天心三印，三拜诸护法金刚嗡啊吽观想顶礼回天心三印，四平等一起手。护摩法会圆满吉祥结束了，感谢根本传承上师的加持，感谢诸位上师、教授师、法师、讲师、助教贵宾、同门善信大德的护持，谢谢大家，阿弥陀佛。We now conclude this live broadcast. Thank you for viewing.